Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week's show is going to be a blast because I'm back out in one of my favorite shops with my good friend, Jay Leno, and seeing what project he's working on today. Nice, Jay. Good to see you, man. Nice ride. What's the story?
This is don't be so sarcastic.
Why? No, everybody should have
Nice
a 48 Frazer. 48?
It is a 40. It's a 47 Frazer.
47 Frazer.
Actually, this car was. I'm sort of the Mia Farrow of car. When I see an orphan car, I feel I have to adopt it. And with the Tonight Show, the cool thing about it is you hear from an awful lot of people. And sometimes the guy will be working on a project and he'll pass away, and I think the widow had this one for like 10 years or 15 years sitting in the garage, and I think she was getting quite elderly, and they were kind of moving her out or taking her away. And she called, and she didn't know what to do with it, and she couldn't sell it, and the junk man was coming to get it. And did I want it? And then I said, what is it? I bought it sight and said, well, she gave it to me, and then I felt bad about taking it, so I sent her some money, and I got it here, and it's actually kind of cool. The Frazer was one of the post-war.
The crest alone.
The crest
alone is worth it.
But it has two things I've never seen in the car before. It has the automatic. Well, come around here.
It's a lovely body style too.
It has a thing called the passing eye.
Oh yeah.
I'd never seen this. Maybe somebody out there knows about these, but this allows you to see forward and backward at the same time. It's called the passing eye. You look in there, that mirror shines forward, that one shines backward. So when you go to pass somebody, and then this feature here, you load all your cigarettes into this, and when you turn it on, then you flip the electric switch, and it opens and a cigarette pops out lit.
Lit.
Yeah.
Lit.
You just, very as stupid as that. So when you're passing somebody, you're trying to smoke.
You can see forward and back, and you can get a lit.
This was actually a pretty rare car. Frazers were pretty popular right after the war because, the war, there was a drought, everybody wanted cars. So,
yeah. It was a lot of metal. Look at the thickness of that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not the prettiest looking thing, but when we clean it up, it'll be okay. I like the cars nobody else wants, It's fun to save these old girls.
Absolutely.
Just put them back to stock and see what they did. It's more a piece of history. It's not I don't think it's a classic or even a particularly desirable car, but it's an American car. Nobody, at least.
Now you think you're gonna restore it? You're not gonna rot it.
Oh no, this will be the more more money than Brains Club. It's probably worth restored about $5,000, so we'll probably put about
50,
25, 30 into it. Yeah, by the time you do paint and chrome, yeah.
Yeah, it's real easy.
But this was quite a car in its day. They sold a lot of these. I think they sold 147,000.
Wow.
Yeah, the first
year. There aren't
year.
many left.
Yeah.
But now you do sometimes do more extreme modifications on cars.
Right.
Like you did the Roadmaster. It's pretty extreme.
The Roadmaster is pretty cool, and we have a car that we did. Well, you probably saw it at SEMA. Yeah, take a look.
Another extreme machine.
Yeah.
The Toronado. You were just starting to stuff money into that when we were out here with the Roadmaster.
It's a car I've always been fascinated with since I was a kid. The '66 Oldsmobile Toronado, front-wheel drive, the first American front-wheel drive car in 30 years. Of course, the Accord being the first. This was a real engineering marvel in its day.
Oh, the original car was.
I remember when they first came out, all the Europeans used to say you couldn't put more than 200 horsepower through the front wheels of a car because the half shafts would break or it'd do torque steer, and this had 375. What we've done here, the modification we made here, is we've converted it to rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, it didn't originally look like this under the hood.
No, this is a 425 cubic inch engine. We just got the dyno sheet on it at 1,076 horse. Transaxle in the rear.
And it's a small block 425?
Small block taking a 425. An engine is not on the market yet.
Aluminum?
Yeah. It's based loosely on the Corvette motor. You got your ABS brakes and everything. It's got all the modern accoutrements, as they say.
Accoutrement, yes, sir.
Everything that was plastic we tried to redo in aluminum to give it just a little bit more of a sort of period feel, mechanical feel.
Beautiful.
Even redid the interior. And you can see the guys did a great job on that. Moved all the heavy stuff to the back, the battery, the air conditioner. Air conditioner's in the back. And see, this is where the air conditioning gauges normally would go. Instead, you got your turbo boost gauge there. It runs at 19 pounds.
But you kept that cool steering wheel.
Kept the cool steering wheel, just mounted it to a Corvette steering rack. Kept the drum type speedometer. I mean, this is a car I really like. It had all the cool little, you can open the door.
Front and back door handles, I always like that.
Yeah, it was just, I thought it was a great piece of GM history and piece. You know, whenever you see these on the road now, they look like sort of mastodons stuck in the tar pits. You know, they're all kind of limp on the suspension, and you know, they're all body rot, and the chrome is all gone. And people go, what a horrible, ugly car. And then you show them what it can look like. Like, to me, I think this is one of the most beautiful rear quarter panels of any car. I think Chuck Jordan had something to do with this, but I have to check it out. And Bill Mitchell, and it's just a fabulous car. The original car had 15-inch wheels. These wheels we made special. They're starting with a 400-pound block of billet. They're just carved out of that, and they're meant to mimic the original wheels, except they're 17-inch instead of 15, and they're much thicker and more substantial. And you can see the Corvette. You can see the Corvette disc underneath.
Oh yeah. Now,
so I think they help the car just sit a little nicer.
So what did you do for suspension on this?
Suspension is all C5 Corvette front and rear.
Oh man, these are huge.
Yeah, they're not going to see this baby flexing.
And 4 of them?
Yeah, there's 4 of them. I just wanted to keep it, you know, with this much torque and this much power. I just didn't want one of those deals where you just get loosey-goosey going around corners and putting your foot in it.
The fire truck.
Oh, I love my fire truck.
Everybody would.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It's like the most practical thing I have because you can carry everybody you know.
Yeah.
We made a lift gate so we can carry the motorcycles and stuff in it. And the interesting thing is, fire trucks are pretty cheap.
Nobody wants them, really.
Nobody wants them. You can get them for pennies a pound, literally. This truck, this was the Warner Brothers Locke truck. This is the big la-di-da model. This is the American LaFrance. This was the first aerodynamically styled fire truck. Prior to this, all fire trucks had the ladders and the hoses on the outside.
Hanging out on the outside, right.
Here you can see everything's on the inside. It had a V12 engine. It was the most powerful American engine other than the Duesenberg up to that point.
At what year?
This is 1941. It's 265 horsepower.
Wow.
It's a 30-degree V12. It's overhead cam. It's quite advanced.
What's the 30-degree V12 look like?
Well, here, let's take a look. The interesting thing about this one, as I said, this was the Warner Brothers Locke truck, and then in the 50s, they donated it to the city of Burbank. And then in the 60s, the city of Burbank gave it to the airport. And for the last 35 years, it sat out the end of the runway as a windbreaker. And then after 9/11, you know, you can't have anything. You can't have anything on the runway that someone could hide behind or whatever, you know, obviously. So they were throwing it away, and they said, "You want it?" We dragged it over here.
It must have been a mess. I mean, wasn't it a complete mess?
It was a mess, but it only had 11,000 miles on it. And being a fire truck, it's built to aircraft standards. There's 4 distributors. It's the most beautifully made motor. You know, everything in it is so big.
It looks like a 6.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you pull these the jets out of these cars, the jets look like Indian arrowheads. You know, when you drop a jet on the ground, you go, "Did something fall?" When you drop one of these, you hear clang. Oh, I dropped the jet for the carburetor.
My
clang.
foot.
Yeah, I mean, it is so well made. All I had to do after sitting for 35 years was drop the pan, scrape the gunk out, you know, flush everything with kerosene, put fresh plugs in it, put fresh points in it, and it runs like a top.
You have not rebuilt this engine?
No, the engine has not been rebuilt at all. It only has 11,000 miles.
Beautiful pinstriping on it, though. I mean,
yeah, my buddy Page did this pinstriping. That's all freehand. Those aren't decals.
Even on the wheels. I mean,
yeah, we did the wheels as well. You know, the real money in restoring one of these is the chrome. That's the killer.
Cha-ching.
You get the truck for free,
but the chrome.
Pay for the chrome. What we did was we took out the, well, here, let me show you the dash and everything.
And how heavy is this, though?
You know, I don't know how heavy it is. I went and I got 6-ton jacks, and we jacked it up. We came in the next morning, and the 6-ton jacks, and like I said, oh. So
time for the 10-ton.
We went back and got 10-ton jacks, and that seems to have done the trick.
How about the decal on the door? I mean, is that?
That's just sort of the generic, you know, all
But
the
that's
symbols.
all freehanded?
All freehand. But let me show you this. This is what we're kind of proud of. The way it works is we took out the center water tank, which weighed 1.5 tons, literally 1.5 tons. Then we made this. So the way it works is see,
oh, is that nice?
See you see that tailgate drops down.
Oh, there's some engineering in that. Is another Bernard?
Yeah, we did that here at the shop. Hop on. See, and then you put the motorcycle there, and then
going
you
up. Oh wow! First floor, sporting goods, ladies' lingerie.
You got about a 1,400-pound capacity, which is about all you need.
And then you can just
and then you
tie
the
in for
guys
the bike.
sit along the side there, and
oh, this is great, man! I love this.
Yeah. Let's go to lunch. Pack everybody in. Come on, guys. Should be able to get 15 to 20 guys in this thing, no problem.
Man, beautiful weather today too.
It's not gonna rain. Mark my words, it is not gonna rain.
Going for lunch and nothing's going to get in our way.
Sorry, we're going to lunch, sorry. Excuse me, lunch. It's all right, officer, we're going to lunch.
This thing drives like a truck, man.
Oh, I love this thing.
41, American LaFrance.
Look at the gear shift pattern. You know why that is that way?
Why?
So you don't crunch the guy sitting in the middle when you're in high.
Oh, okay.
So normally that would be fourth gear.
Yeah, kind of confusing.
But if you had 3 or 4 firemen in here, it's up out of the way. We also put a gear ender overdrive unit in it, so you can. So instead of 4 gears, you got 8 gears. You can split each gear, and it cruises at 70, 75 real nicely. In the mornings when you need to get to work, people just get out of the way.
Your way.
Oh,
yep.
yeah. Couple of these, one of those,
and they're gone.
Gone. I was driving this one day in Beverly Hills, and I come up to a light, and there's a Ferrari right next to me. And the kid's across the street with his mom, about 8 years old, and he's looking at the Ferrari, and well, he dropped the Ferrari. I had him. There you go. There you go. Well, son, don't be looking at that foreign car.
One thing for sure, no matter what the vehicle is, Jay is gonna drive it. So with bell ringing and siren blaring, the whole crew was off to lunch. And what was that you were saying, Jay? Oh yeah.
Mark my words, it is not gonna rain. Plan B! Plan B!
Great. Now the crew was hungry and wet. Better keep the night job, Jay.
Turn the camera around.
So as things went from bad to worse, we decided to head back to the shop and get something a little more, practical.
Well, that was a bright idea, Jay. You got something more sensible we can go to lunch in?
We can take it in my pickup truck.
We got 6 or 8 people here, Jay.
No problem.
Pickup it is. So is this your 91 Cyclone? We can't take 6 guys in a 91 Cyclone.
No. We'll take the bigger pickup truck.
Oh, that is a bigger pickup truck. You know, it must be good to be the host of the Tonight Show. Get these toys. Well, that's a big 10-4 there, buddy. Come on, guys. Let's pile in. You couldn't have come up with something any bigger than this, Jay?
This is hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to stay dry in this.
But when that Hummer is just too small.